Creating the traffic light. To begin with, on the front panel, click on Controls, Classic or Modern, and then select Decorations and choose the flat rounded box. And what we want to do is make a space to put our 3 lights in the traffic light housing. You notice down in the bottom center it shows the size of this image. You want to select something that's about let's say 125 wide approximately by maybe 400. There's an approximate value. We may have to adjust it later on. The next step is to color this, and to do that we want to change from automatic tools to a paintbrush. So click the shift key and right click on the mouse. Oops, sorry, I have to do that in a blank space. Shift key, right click on the mouse, and this green LED tells us that we're in automatic tools, but I want to select the paintbrush. Now move the paintbrush over to the image of the traffic light panel and right click and select a color that's close to the one that I'll show you in a second, kind of this orange color that you typically see on traffic lights, and then click OK. The next step is we want to take off that automatic tool, so shift key and click on Auto Tools. We want to turn it on, sorry. The next step is to create an icon for the light, so we're going to use a round LED, and we're going to resize it. So instead of having the tool that moves things around, place that on the page. Then you want to make sure you have the selection of that arrow tool. Now while holding the shift key and selecting the item, enlarge the size of that LED by dragging it at one of the connection points while holding the shift key. And down at the bottom center there it tells you the size in pixels of the LED. So make it about 80 pixels. The next step is to rename it, and I'm going to call this red because that'll be our first indicator. And then I want to change it so that when it's active it actually is a red color. So right click on the icon, the device, Properties, and then change this to red, and you'll kind of be given one of the fixed colors down here, and then click OK. Now we want to create 3 of these, so just drag and place by holding the copy key and having the selection tool. There's 1, so we've got 3. Now drag them all kind of close together, and then our next step is to align them and properly distribute them. So select all 3 lights, go up to this tab, and we want to align them to a left edge, and then we want to distribute them vertically, and so everything is evenly placed. Now that we've done that, let's change the labels on the other 2. This will be amber, and this will be green. Okay, we also have to change this to an amber color, so right click Properties and select something that's the typical color you see for a traffic light, and then for the green one change that to green. And then to test them, use the selection tool. That's not a great green, so I'm going to change it. Properties, I think that one's better for traffic light. So all these work out to be okay. The next step is that we want to select all 3 of these lights and then go up to here to group. They're now grouped together, so when I drag it they all move together. Put them on the traffic light panel, release it, and now you have a traffic light image. And make sure you save this. Okay, but before I do that, let's just test it out. If I go to the block diagram, and I have the traffic light prepared. So we'll be using this in later steps. So this is part 1.